See everything. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing out there? Let me see who we got. Blue Healer. Hey, good evening to you, sir. Kyle Anderson. Hey, I haven't seen you for a couple of days, buddy. Good to see you. Uncle Al's out there. Also, let's see. Michael 58, my buddy. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you too. We'll just sit here and shoot the crud while we wait for some folks to drop in here. How was everybody's day? It was a super day here in Nebraska. How about in Idaho, Gil?
Right. Well, day started out great weather-wise, and about an hour ago, the wind went from 0 to 40. So it's not, I'm looking out the way. Yeah, it may be 50. I mean, the sky is brown from all the dust blowing off all the farm lots.
Must have a storm blowing in.
Yeah, well, it's
Urban Grandpa, how you doing? Good to see you. Everybody having a good evening, I hope. We got a pretty good topic out tonight. I've been doing some research on it. Kind of ties in with that thing you did the other night on Las Vegas, Gil. When you started talking about that, I was thinking, holy heck, that kicks right in with what I've been doing for tonight. John's live. Hey, good to see you, John. So everybody's kicking in here. You guys think about the title on the darn thing for tonight is what would people do if they were in the middle of a pandemic and all of a sudden a regular SHTF situation popped in, like here lately it's been some people have been having earthquakes or maybe somebody, we're starting to come up on the tornado season for the Midwest and stuff like that, or maybe a hurricane or something out on the East Coast, So kind of think about that, Here we are right in the middle of a pandemic. Everybody's trying to put their life back together and get everything going, and all of a sudden something else pops right in on top of it. What would we be doing, and how would we prepare for everything? Looks like I lost Gil. Unpaved Explorer. Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. $100 is too damn close. Yeah, I'm telling you. You've already had a north tropical storm out there, Kyle? Yes, here's what I'm telling you is here we are trying to deal with this pandemic stuff, and now it's the season for everybody to start having these ultra special SHTF events, Now we got only not to deal with the damn virus, but we got to deal with man-made stuff, or not man-made stuff, but uh, God-made stuff thrown at us. Murad, hey buddy, I haven't seen you forever. How are you? Yeah, it's been a minute or two for you. Good to see you. Let me get Gil back in here. There, you feel
yeah.
better now?
That's my Chinese internet service called Sparklight.
Oh, you getting that special stuff, huh?
Yeah, especially stupid.
Special ed.
Haunted Adventures. How's it going?
Hey, old man, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I just love the fact that Sparklight bought out a good company and shoved it down the tubes. We had no problems when it was cable one. Sparklight comes in, buys it out, and everyone starts losing their internet around here.
That's the way it is with me over here when Spectrum came along. Hey, we had a really good internet service and Spectrum came in, and now you have to have Spectrum or nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the next time we have a city council meeting, I'm going to bring it up about checking to bring another company in here and kick Sparklight out. Because Sparklight is not cable one, even though they bought them out and they've changed a bunch of stuff around, so it really screws stuff up.
John Life thinks AT&T is being mentally challenged.
Well, compared to Sparklight, AT&T is Albert Einstein.
I used to think AT&T was the thing, but I think that John's right. I think they are mentally challenged.
Uncle Al, yeah, we're getting ready for the blackouts. I'm working on setting up a couple solar panels, getting my battery backups all set up. I got all my solar generators, all three of them, all charged up. So I'm good for a couple days just on that without recharging them. Of course, I won't be on YouTube, but hey. If the power goes out, the spark light is not going to be able to work.
Have you checked on that earthquake over in Las Vegas?
Okay, yeah.
What the situation is on that?
A lot of shaking, minimal damage, no injuries. And I mean a lot of shaking. The last time I checked, it was like over 100 aftershocks. And give me a second here. And let's see what we got here going on right now. I'm zooming in on it right now, and it's holy moly. Yeah, okay, it's finally the last one. Was today. They had a couple today, but nothing within the last hour.
So those are the kinds of things I'm trying to talk about tonight, is how we'll deal with trying to get that all integrated into a pandemic, trying to keep everybody distancing, trying to get everybody to concentrate not only on a pandemic, but on
another emergency
at the same time. Make sure that you're not putting yourself in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that, when did I put that out? That was back last summer. I put out a 3-part video about planning for emergencies. And, I went through plan, you need to have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because, it's like what happened up in Santa Rosa. First, they had the wildfire, and then the power went out, and then the water went out.
Yep.
You guys, the power went out because the fire damaged some of the transmission lines. When the power was out, then the water treatment plant only had so many hours of diesel fuel for their generator. Then it ran out. And yeah.
And so I was doing a lot of research and stuff on this stuff, and Gil's right. You got to have all those stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and all these plans in place. Yeah. But it was actually saying in this research, and basically everyone that I read basically said the same thing, that when the shtf event happens and you've got the pandemic going and you've already been thinking about the pandemic and what you got to do for that, and then this new thing happens, and boom, it like does a brain fart on your brain. Yeah. And everything that you've been thinking about for the pandemic kind of flies out the window, and now you're concentrating just on what's going on for this new situation.
Well, the thing is, though, it doesn't have to be an SHT event or a Tawaki event. It can just be a life-changing event, which is actually what the pandemic is classified as,
Yep.
because it's not going to take us, 5 to 10 years to recover from it as a
Yep.
nation. So it is a serious life-changing event for the nation. But it could be, you could have like multiple things. You could have a hurricane going on, like over there where Kyle's at, or where Ryan the Gamer's at, or Anthony. They could have a hurricane blowing in, and then they could have an earthquake on top of it. And what's really bad, and a lot of people don't realize that when you have the big storms and stuff, and the heavy raindrop that you get from a hurricane or one of the other big storms, we get a lot of water. You can get areas flooded out where there are trailers, mobile homes and stuff on propane tanks, and all of a sudden you have a propane tank now broken away, floating down the river, and it's got a jet of flame coming out of it because it caught fire when it broke loose from the trailer.
Yep.
And it's going down now, and it's catching things on fire as it goes down the river. You can have all sorts of little small things, and all adds up to one big old, oh, what do I do?
Yeah. That's what the articles I was reading is that most people are dealing with small SHTF events anyway. If they really think about it,
Yeah.
maybe part of their family is having, like you said, a hurricane. Maybe someone else in their family lives on the other side of the world and they're dealing with a volcano or something. And you get all these things turning together, and it's inside your brain. So what we have to do is teach ourselves that, hey, okay, we're in a pandemic. We have to keep that in our brain because that is like a priority for us. That is a live or die thing, and then deal with the smaller event on another level, and that's pretty hard to do be pretty hard for me to do. I'll tell you that.
It's hard for most people to do unless they have written plans out. When I was at DHS, we made what we called a base plan. And it was just a basic emergency generic plan of supplies and contacts and just basic stuff. And then we had the tactical response plans, which were addendums to it. There was an tactical response plan for an active shooter, earthquake, urban fire, wildfire, winter storm, or ice storms and stuff like that, summer extreme heat, infectious diseases, pandemics, hijackings. There was 45 different tactical response plans we wrote up, and that's so basically if you had your base plan, which gets you all your supplies, tells you what all you need, first aid stuff, food, gasoline, generators, goes through all that stuff that you can use on any emergency. And then the tactical response plans was how you respond to a specific emergency. Is it an urban wildfire? Is it the Los Angeles River flooding and overflowing its banks into downtown? Is it New Madrid erupting and changing the course of the Mississippi again? And you just have all these response plans. And basically what we had a big binder, and you just open it up, and there were 45 tabs of stuff to go to. And then there was actually another binder which had some other stuff on it that was more political tactical response plans.
Well, that would be somebody would have to be in charge. Then you're talking about somebody that has a mag or a group to go to.
No, anything. Individuals can do it. In fact, we were encouraging all the employees to have their own plans. They were able to take the non-classified parts of the tactical response plans and stuff and adapt the non-classified stuff to their personal use. Thing is, though, the psychic on the psychic hotline weren't being too psychic. They caught it. They're in the hospital. They're not going to be able to help you.
They're under ventilator.
Fuzz pork. Problem is, dancing girls won't cheer me up if my wife is sitting next to me.
Hey, small town, I didn't see you slide in there. Good to see you. You too, urban grandpa. Good to see you guys. Yeah, this is the thing we talk about it as preppers or preparers, and so we plan. That's what we do. That's what we plan. But still, there's going to come a time when you got so much on your plate, it's going to be hard to pick up and figure out what to do. It's to me, this is what it is to me is I look at it like, okay, the pandemic's here and we're trying to get over it. Everybody's trying to get back to work. And then this big ass storm comes up and slaps us. I'm just being situational. Then this big ass storm comes in and slaps us in the face. And then you try to sit there and you're thinking, well, we're going back to work, it's not as bad as it was. Let's pay attention to what's going on with this storm and get it out of the way because we already know what to do for the other. So what do? Do you pick up and you fight the shtf event that just started and forget about the other one? Because according to the specialists and stuff in the articles I was reading earlier today, is they're saying most people will just throw the pandemic off to the side and start paying attention to what's going on, the earthquakes or the whatever. They'll just forget all about the virus.
Yeah, that's a death trap.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying will happen. So the thing is, we have to train ourselves that no matter what, you have to keep that as a priority and go after the other thing secondary, no matter how bad it is.
Yeah, one of the things that excuse me, that we did, we classified, we gave color codes to all the tactical response plans.
Hi, Anthony.
And red, of course, was the most, and then went to orange and yellow and purple and took it on down the line. And whichever had the higher priority always maintained its priority in the response. The others were secondary to it. And when things meshed up, perfect. All right. They, everything covered both. But when they didn't mesh up, then you had to make decisions. Okay, this is more important than this one. What can I do on this one and still do a little bit on this one here, but still maintain, take care of the major issue? And that's one of the things everyone has to decide for themselves, because we went round and round and wrote it all up and sent the plan up, and they go, oh, no, that's ain't gonna work. And they came in and they go, oh, you can't do that. I go, yeah, this is what is more important than this. Well, no, that's because this. I go, really? Why? And they went, and they couldn't figure, and it was like, okay, see, that's just it. This is why this is more important. And we pulled out our spreadsheets. These are all all the data we went through before we assigned them. And they were going, oh. I said, yeah, don't second guess the experts. Of course, the managers weren't too happy about that. They go, yeah, hey, you're not the expert. You're a manager. You're not the emergency preparedness coordinator. You don't have 20 years of experience. You don't have all these FEMA courses training. You don't have all this, do you? And he goes, no, then let me do it. I guarantee you, I'm not going to steer you wrong. I'm going to cover your 6. And so they just signed off on everything I did after that.
And that's what I think that's basically what we'd have to do. Is you'd have to, if it happened, you would have to take a deep breath, and you would have to sit down and write your plan out, including, maybe like, if I understood you right, every other every other point that you're trying to go for would have to have your pandemic involved, just so that you're keeping it uh, at the forefront of the situation.
Well, if
If,
you want to talk about what's going on now, all right, that you just got to make sure you follow the basics on it. One, you're maintaining public distancing and double it. I mean, 6 foot is what is for when you're what is needed for just talking. Someone sneezes, and now those water spittle droplets are going out at 100 miles an hour out to 20 feet. Someone's in an aisle coughing their head off. Don't go down that aisle. You don't need what's in that aisle that day. And so there's you just there are certain things that you can keep doing no matter what, especially with the pandemic. Now, if you're dealing with an earthquake, well, if you're not having to relocate, go anywhere else, and you just need to take care of making sure everything's taken care of in your house, pick up any broken bottles, no big deal. If you need to go help out a friend or a family member, you go, okay, all right, I'm gonna be close to somebody. I need to have my N95 masks. I need to have my gloves. I need to have my spray bottle of alcohol. I need to have my hand sanitizer. I need to have and if they don't have one, I need to have a mask that I can slap on their face, because if I'm wearing a mask and they're not, and they're contaminated, and I think it's something like a 25% possibility of transmission. If they're contaminated and they're wearing a mask and I'm not, it's only a 12%. But if we're both wearing masks, it's a 1.5% chance of transmission. Really makes a big difference. And that way there's simple things like that. What do you have to do to make sure that you're still safe in dealing with whatever this other is? If you don't have to go out of your house or deal with other people, so much the better. Communications, if you have backup communications to be able to relay information and get information without going out and interfacing personally with other people, so much the better.
absolutely, I see Anthony's saying they got a heck of a storm there. Is it
Yeah.
Hurricane weather or what, Anthony? Stay indoors. I was noticing
severe thunderstorms.
I was noticing there's some big company that sells furniture, house furniture or something. They're sending out flyers on how to make tents and stuff inside your house to make you more safe in the weather with the pandemic. I don't understand how that works, but it kind of makes sense.
If you have other people coming in and out and stuff, you can make little isolation rooms within your home.
That's what it was showing. Yeah, did you see that? It was I think it was on the news or something about this. Yeah. I think it was Mayfair doing it or something like that.
Yeah, Wayfair, I mean that information's old school. I mean, we had FEMA post that years ago about.
Now they're pulling it out of a bag of tricks now, huh?
Yeah. All right. Two things. One, small town preparedness mentioned a couple minutes ago on the stream. You have to keep your eye on the prize. The prize is keeping yourself healthy and safe. Now, Ryan the Gamer has been putting out some videos on hurricane preparedness. And if anybody in a hurricane area has not seen Ryan the Gamer's videos, go to Ryan's channel and check out. I think it was like 5, maybe 6 videos he did on hurricane preparedness, little short ones. So check those out. Good
idea, Ryan. Good idea. I'm going to be doing some Wednesday shows again, you guys, where I show off other channels. So maybe I will pick that up for you, Ryan.
Are you going to be doing that in the morning like you did before?
I'm going to be doing something similar to it. It's not going to be the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. Trying to change things up a little bit.
Don't stock up on toilet
Not paper. This Wednesday, but the following Wednesday it'll start up.
I'm sorry, I just read Fuzzfork's comment. There was a Fuzzfork. There was a mime on Facebook. in 20 years, when we're telling our kids about the toilet paper shortage of 2020 because of the pandemic, we can tell them that we learned how to scoot across the rug and wipe our butts on the rug. Both ways,
one. Good
both
one.
ways, uphill in the snow.
Remember, guys, I put that link out there, so if you want to come up here and laugh with us, you can.
Yeah.
Anthony and Dave are not in, I guess, tonight. They're not feeling well or something.
I think they're dealing with that storm, the thunderstorms.
But if you guys want to come up here, feel free.
Now, also, we got 19 watching and only 12 thumbs up. Come on, guys, pound that thumbs up. So let me.
Oh yeah, the storm. I didn't even know you guys were having that big a storm out there, Anthony. I don't watch much TV anymore, so
Yeah.
been trying to stay away from it. It's all the same crap all the time.
And tomorrow we're looking at here in Idaho, we're looking at 40% chance of rain in the evening, 80% chance Wednesday morning, dropping down to 60% Wednesday night, 50% Thursday, 60% Friday. Yeah, so I'm going to have rain here for the next several days here.
Oh, it's supposed to be nice here for the rest of the week. I watched local news early in the morning, and that's about it. They still talk about the stuff I don't care about, but
yeah. Hey, Anthony, what's the nearest decent sized city to you?
Charleston, probably.
I want to check that city against the U.S. Weather.gov. That's right, Kaylin. Make sure if you pound on that thumbs up button several times, make sure it's an odd number. So it's when you stop, it's blue.
Yeah, that's right.
Between Columbia and Augusta, Georgia. So let me see.
Hey, Jay, good to see you. Welcome.
Let's see, Columbia, South Carolina. Let me throw that in here. COL.
That is for sure, Jay.
Columbia, South Carolina. Oh, geez. Okay. Let me share screen here. All right. So I'm just looking at, he's got 70% T storms, dropping to 50% later tonight, 60% rain tomorrow, 70 on Wednesday, 50 on Thursday, 50 on Friday. Friday night is partly cloudy. And Saturday is mostly sunny, highs near 88. Low Saturday night is 66. So it looks like you're clearing up for the weekend, Anthony. Until then, you got it coming down.
They're just hanging out watching movies, Anthony.
Whoa! I just noticed, and with the rain and stuff going on, it's still in the low 80s or high 70s.
Good to see you guys.
Memorial Day is supposed to be mostly sunny. There, Anthony. 86 degrees and mostly sunny. Sunday's supposed to be mostly sunny with 89.
He says
it's going to be muggy.
Weather.
It's going to be muggy there.
He says perfect thunderstorm weather.
Mm-hmm.
My son, he went out to the lake today. He bought a boat. He went out to the lake. They won't let him swim in the lake, but they'll let the boats be on the water. I
Yeah.
don't get that part.
Because if the lightning hits the water, anybody in the water could be. But yeah, everybody should seriously consider writing up a simple base plan, basic supplies, basic needs, everything that you can use for, basically, supplies. It's supplies and responses you do for communications, first aid, stuff like that.
And for two different events at the same time, so you're not caught
Yeah.
with your pants down.
Then
Hey, Howdy, how you doing?
Start making addendum plans to that. A plan for a hurricane, plan for a tornado, plan for a wildfire, plan for a pandemic, plan for non-pandemic persons with infectious disease in your community. Wildfires, power outages, water outages, stuff like that.
You should have a plan written up for what you're going to do no matter what. Remember, we've been harping on that I have anyway, for a couple of years now. It's not just having a plan, but to go out and practice till you can do it without looking at the book.
Yeah.
But you should have one for every situation out there. I'm with Jay on that, or with Gil on that one.
Whoa. Yeah, my rain starts
we got a stream now. Wes is here.
Yeah, my rain starts tomorrow night and goes all the way through Memorial Day. At least I don't have to water the outside garden.
We've been having pretty good stuff here. It's been, I don't know, kind of foggy and wet in the mornings. Oh, hi there. I must have missed that. Been kind of foggy and drizzly in the morning, then just everything just fall off and be warm in the afternoon. Perfect for this time of year. Everything that we've been putting out starting to grow pretty good now.
Yeah, Blue Healer. What also works good too is an old Model A coil and a 6-volt battery.
What's that, Wes? A man got fired for what? For a crank call? What kind of crank? Was he cranking his car or what?
I know Blue Healer was talking about, old crank telephones, like the military crank ones and stuff. You drop a line in the one of the leads into the water, and all the fish will get stunned and come to the surface.
Gopher Apocalypse. That's your shtf? In Gopher season open, you just go out there with 22, pop them.
In other words, he's being invaded by the gophers, right? The zombie gophers right now. He kills them and they keep on coming.
Jay says he's got the Bill Murray strategy.
Yeah, except Bill Murray was using too much C4.
Yeah, he needed a little more C4. Small towns, they got zombie gophers under their shed.
Now, what my uncle used to do to get rid of the gophers was a little unethical. He worked at Shell Oil and had access to a chemical 1.1.1 trichloroethane or something like that. And he'd get a can of it about that big. I'd probably say about a 12-ounce can, maybe 16-ounce. And he'd get cotton balls, and he'd open up the gopher hole a little bit, soak those, and flick them down inside that gopher hole, and it's gently covered up just a little bit. And he'd go get several of them, and those fumes would just kind of permeate everywhere, up, down, everywhere throughout the tunnel as it evaporated from the cotton ball. Expanded, as it vaporized, and it just traveled and forced its way everywhere. And yeah, that was his latest plan he was using. He originally was using the vacuum cleaner hose on the exhaust pipe and pumping carbon monoxide down there.
We always did it the fun way. We just set up on the hill and shot them with the 22 when they popped their heads up.
But he was in the city limits. Two acres was full of gophers.
Breakfast at the Cracker Barrel. That's what you missed about the pandemic.
Because of
From
the
pandemic.
That's what's weird is, for me, since I've been up here in Idaho, but since last September, I've gone maybe to one movie I wanted to go see. Anything else, I just wait for it to come out on DVD and pick up the DVD, or I watch it on Netflix or on Amazon. We cut back on going out to dinner a long time ago.
Best thing now is they just deliver. Most of them that didn't deliver before do now.
Yeah.
So if I have a craving, I just have it delivered. Don't have to go out and fight all that crap.
Well, the one thing you can do, Wes, is you kind of flood the water the ground above it really good, pump some water down in there. Then on one side you drive a copper stake in the ground, hook it up to an arc welder about 30 feet away. Do the same thing. Make sure you're wearing rubber boots. Turn on the arc welder for a second and touch a rod to the stake, the other stake, and all that juice is going to flow through the ground. And if those gophers are damp at all, they're going to be doing the funky chicken underground.
Hardly come out of the ground, Wes. So what my grandpa used to just take a shovel and figure out the which way they travel the main way, and then just stuck the shovel down in the thing and made them run into the shovel and knock themselves out. After they got them scared in the tunnels, he'd get them scared by running water in there, so they'd take off running the direction they're used to going all the time. They'd run right into the shovel and knock themselves out.
Oh, where is that thing?
You know they'd knock themselves out because the top of the shovel would wobble. They'd hit it so hard. Hey, Keith, how you doing? Good to see you, brother.
Check something out here. See if I can pull this other data up here.
Your power's flickering, Tony?
That's empty. Dang it. I archived everything. Dang it. Yeah, I pulled all those off of here. Let me see if I can find it somewhere else. Oh, I know where I can find it. Okay. Preparedness Fair.
You must have a lot of gophers, Wes.
Yeah, he
That
says,
would be fun to go out there and just shoot the shit out of them. You want me to pull that up yet?
no, I'm just pulling this up here real quick. So let me see if I can find the list.
How's work going for you, Keith? You making tons of money?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and pull this up. All right, so this is the what I was doing for at the preparedness fair. That's the slideshow presentation. I did an hour presentation on this. I went through the fancy stuff, and then I went through down to types of emergencies you should plan for. Accidents, and this goes A to Z. Accidents, asteroid impacts, avalanches, bad knees, bad backs, bad hips, biohazards, births, cancers, contagions, crime, death, drought, earthquakes, economic collapse. It has an asterisk next to it because it could be a local, it could be a state, it could be a national, it could be a global. EMP, famines, fires, floods, fuel shortages, heat waves, ice storms, infestations, has an asterisk, same thing, could be local, statewide, national, whatever. Infectious diseases, loss of job, mudslides, old age, pandemics, power outages. Also has an asterisk, and it could be on your block, in your neighborhood. It could be just on your street. It could be the whole city. It could be the whole state. Robberies, serious illness, shootings, tornadoes, vehicular malfunctions, water shortages, wildfires, winter storms, and of course the zombie apocalypse. That's just a few things you should have something written down for how you're going to respond. Because you can get one or more of these very easily. Because like I said, in Santa Rosa, they had the wildfire, and then they had the power outage, which followed because the fires took out the power lines. And then they had water shortages because then the water treatment plants didn't have power for their pumps. And then there was fuel shortages because the gas stations didn't have power to pump out the gas.
Yep.
So you can see how one thing one event can cause several other events as well.
Several other smaller events that turn into large events.
Yeah. So I mean, but yeah, you just take a list and go after it.
Sit down and just make you a facetious list
Yeah,
something, and then look at the list and actually pair it out and see how many large events you can get out of a small list.
Or also check to see what's going to hit your area. All right, so I didn't have hurricanes on here because when I wrote this up, I was in California, and I was still in California and Idaho. We don't have hurricanes in California and Idaho, so I didn't have hurricanes on the list. Tornadoes, I didn't have tornadoes on here because I do have tornadoes. Because they did it in Sacramento. They did have a tornado in Sacramento, so I put tornadoes in there. But do they have tornadoes down in Florida? I don't know. Anybody in Florida know? Do you guys get tornadoes down there? Do they get tornadoes up in Michigan?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. You got to look at what disasters are most likely going to affect you in your area. Kaylin says, yes, they do.
They do?
Yeah.
LA Preppers in. Hey, how you doing? We got us a stream going now, guys.
Yeah. So, yeah, you just need to look at what's in your area, what can affect you, what is going to affect you the most as well. Yeah, they have gotten tornado warnings here in Idaho. But generally, they all go off, knock on wood, they go off to the west of us by about 10 miles or so and go around the city I'm in.
That's about the same here. We have a lot of them, but most of them, by the time they get close, they bounce off to the west.
Yeah.
That's because there's so many big buildings here.
Yeah. And I don't know if anybody knows of it, but the Grand Teton Dam collapsed many years ago. When it collapsed, it flooded out Rexburg and down into Idaho Falls. Down here where we're at, because of the elevation where we are on the east side of the Snake River compared to the flatlands on the west side, anything that flooded over the bank went to the west, not to the east. So our town didn't get affected at all here.
That thing that you mentioned, old man, a while back about the oxygen and acetylene, I've done that a lot. You just stick that pipe into the ground where the darn gophers are, fill it up with oxygen and acetylene, spark that thing off. It's like firing a cannon. You probably get a few of them gophers out that way.
Right. Let's see.
That'd be like a cannon going off.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Keith's saying, yeah, you get twisters anywhere, but some places when the biggest tornadoes to get are F2, maybe an F3, unlike the tornado alley, which has gotten F5s. But yeah, you can get some sort of twister anywhere. Trampled by smartphone zombie because they were not watching where they were going. No avalanches here in Iowa, no mountains, but we could get wildfires. Exactly. Snake apocalypse would be on the list.
Long time no see, Virginia. Where you been hiding?
Hey, Virginia. Look forward to your video.
Yeah, but no matter what you guys prepare for, we should try to always keep in mind that you have to fight this darn pandemic at the same time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are just going to shoot it out the window. They're almost shooting it out the window now. So,
yeah. Well,
it could
checked.
invigorate it. Any kind of shtf event could actually invigorate the pandemic if you were to think about it.
Yeah, it could exasperate it. The I was checking my facts last night on some of the reports. The CCP is pushing for in 10 days trying to do. Let me get that. I'm going to make sure I get it right here. I'm going to open up it again here. Wants to test. They want to test in Wuhan 11 million people in 10 days for the second wave.
How many days?
10 days they want to test 11 million people to see who has it, because the second wave is hitting them right now. And if China is reacting like that all those numbers they gave us before were way low in the well.
What are you doing, Howie? You're digging foxholes and trenching for what? The New World War?
Barbed wire, booby traps.
COVID-19 to prepare for World War. Holy cow.
Ooh. Small town preparedness said they were involved in a F5 tornado. Oof.
Oh, that's a big one. Meow. Hey, brother. Good to see you. Oh, there's a cyclone hitting Asia?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell these folks who was about keeping that pandemic in the forefront while they're fighting the other battles that come along.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, remember, stay hydrated.
The refresh class tornado. Uh-oh, everybody bow.
All hail, Queen of the North. Hey, Lori. How are you doing?
How are you feeling? Ice cream time. I want some. How are you feeling, Lori? You feeling any better? Nice you dropped in, Virginia.
Yep. All right. Oh, small town preparedness has a good point there. Pedialyte, when you're sick, when it comes to hydration, because it has all the proper stuff in it, unlike Gatorade, which has a bunch of other stuff you don't really need.
Ice Queen, I would rather have ice cream. Good one, old man. No ice cream there, Kaylin? Just popsicles. I just ate my last popsicle, you guys. I'm trying to cut down on them things. I only have them when I live stream now. Trying to lose a little weight. Put on too many pounds while I was over the winter time. When I was sick and everything, just laid around, I gained way too much weight.
Lori, I can't remember the name of it, but there is a powder out there that is non-sweetened, that is basically has all the electrolytes and everything else you have in the Pedialyte, but there's no sweetness to it. And so people get that and they sweeten it to their taste.
You talk about whey, WHEY, whey. It comes in different flavors and stuff. And you mix it. It's kind of expensive stuff. It's got all the protein that you need, and it tastes like a bunch of other stuff. I'm thinking about buying it too, so I can lose some weight and build some muscle. That's what you do with it.
No, this isn't a whey. This is just like an electrolyte for those that are sick and need the all the electrolytes and stuff that they either pee out, barf out, diarrhea out, whatever. They need to rehydrate and get those electrolytes and other essential minerals back into their bodies.
I thought that's what whey did.
Whey is like Kaylin says, it's a milk derivative. It's not an electrolyte.
So anybody knows what that is, let us know.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. It's a I know it comes in a powder, a crystalline powder, and you add it to the water, and you got to wait a minute for it to finish dissolving. But it's not sweetened, so it's kind of bitter. And that's why people sweeten it to their own taste. You figure out how much, sugar or whatever, or honey or whatever you're going to add to it. And, once you get it to where you like it, and then you just remember how much to add the next time.
Doesn't sound like Gatorade, Hooples.
No, it's not Gatorade.
I like Gatorade. Gatorade's not too bad. It has too much salt in it, though.
It has salt, it has sugar, and it has something else. You see, football players and stuff, what Gatorade was originally designed for, they sweat out all that salt and they burn off all that sugar. So that was something that was good for them.
He's off to Google to find it.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, actually, I am going to Google it here. Give me a second. I
don't think I've ever heard of it.
Oh, unsweetened electrolyte powder, and it came a whole bunch of different stuff. There's a bunch of different ones here. Ooh, bingo! You want to put this up there?
Yeah.
And I'm going to enlarge it here so everybody can see what I found here.
You got it?
Yep. So there are several different ones here. Electrolyte powders, unsweetened. Yeah, different ones here. Crossed. Yeah, you got flavored ones, apple flavor, citrus flavored. Oh, they even have it for dogs and cats. Mango flavored, pineapple.
I think that Powerade is the way, old man.
Not sure if it was the Oakton. That sounds familiar. But yeah, there's
coconut water.
You got a bunch of different ones here that are. These are all electrolyte powders.
Coconut water would probably be good for you.
Yeah, but there is. There's one on Amazon here. A couple different ones on Amazon. Sugar-free, no gross aftertaste. Yeah, that's one of the ones on that one. So
I was thinking about doing some of that whey because it'll replace some of my muscle mass, and it also is a good thing for your it's a probiotic also.
Yeah, I thought Lori said there in the chat that they make a whey yogurt.
Being sick.
Oh, Lori's allergic to coconut. Oh,
that's too bad, man. Coconut's good.
Let's see here.
Yeah, being sick most of the winter and just laying around, I need to have something to replace my muscle mass so I can get up and move around better.
Oh, Lori makes whey from her yogurt.
I'd hate to be allergic to coconut, man. That stuff is good. It's a good replacement.
Okay,
to mix with those powders.
Yeah, Small Town Preparedness says Powerade contains acid. It burns your stomach. It's probably a high citric acid in Powerade. Yeah, but yeah, there's so there is a bunch of different. For some reason, I'm thinking this Oakton is the one that I knew about before.
That whey stuff, that's good stuff to put into your preps too, by the way. Just add a couple of cans into your preps.
Yeah. So also on the electrolyte powder here, let me go back to this one picture on this one. It's not going to show up very good. I'm going to try to open this in a new side here, but the little packets they have it in here. If any of you remember the video I did, we're using the jumbo straws. And the jumbo straws I got off of Amazon. And I did the ones for the lighter. Then I did one for the fire lighters with the cotton and the Vaseline. Then I did another video showing how to store like salt and pepper and stuff like that in it. You could do the same thing with the powder stuff here. Is it going to show a good picture here? You still can't see it very good. It looks like we got a couple little of those type, containers. You just cut it open and dump your stuff in. But you can make your own like little packets like these out of those jumbo straws. Just heat up the ends and close it up and put your stuff. Put that in your preps and your emergency bags and stuff. That way, you're not carrying around a ton of water all the time, and you can add it to whatever water you find.
You must be feeling a little bit better, Lori.
Yeah, Kaylin, you can put pills in the straws. I can even put the big monstrous Mucinex pills in those jumbo straws I got off of Amazon. Yes, label the straw after filling. That's what I said. I was mentioning the thing. The Sharpie is your friend. You need to mark whatever you put in those straws. Because you don't want to dump something into there thinking you're adding electrolyte to your water and it's cayenne pepper.
Oh, I'm glad, Lori. Sounds like you got her beat pretty much. All them prayers paid off.
Small Town Preparedness says look into post-workout powders for hydration replacement as well. Better than Pedialyte, but it's very expensive.
Pedialyte's pretty damn expensive for just baby water, baby replacement stuff.
Now, we're entering into summer for a lot of areas. So everyone should be considering swapping out some of the clothing they have in their bug out bags, their inch bags, whatever you want to call it, your runaway to fight another day bags. Change out from your winter clothes to some summer clothes. And don't forget to include your insect repellent.
Insect repellent?
Yeah.
Them bugs bother you? You're not ornery enough.
Yeah, well, actually, hang on a second here. Let me grab something here. I got a couple of these, as well as the personal ones you can carry that are built to be carried in a pouch on your hip. They keep the mosquitoes away from you, and the biting flies, and a couple other things too.
Yeah, I suppose insect repellent would be a good thing to have, but I always I learned to keep them away using different little state of the art things. Like, if you take a part of a wiener and just run a piece of string through it and put it across two little twigs out away from your camp, all the bugs will go to it and just eat off of it and either fall off from gorging themselves or kill themselves by eating too much of it. There's another one. What's another one I do? I don't know. I've forgotten more than I know. There's all these little tricks that you can do where you don't have to have so much in your bag.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what it is you're supposed to eat that repels
Garlic.
It repels the mosquitoes, and the problem is it also repels your lover.
Garlic will keep them away.
Unless your lover is taking it as well. But there's it was something else besides garlic. Let me check something here.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea, Hooples. Get naked and cover myself with mud. There you go. Then I'd have even the mud buggies, the mud buggies after me. How about you guys out there in the side chat? What would you guys do to pay attention to the pandemic at the same time as SHTF? Give me one of you guys' scenarios. How you would make it work.
All right. Apple cider vinegar is something else you need to take a couple tablespoons of. Lemongrass was the other thing as well.
Lemongrass.
Yeah. Lemongrass oil also keeps away paper wasps, fleas, and something else. But yeah, garlic and onions are infamous for repelling mosquitoes because they make you release a compound called, and I can't pronounce it, I'll spell it, ALLICIN.
I always just eat garlic when I'm out in the woods.
Yeah.
Just put a little piece of a little clove in my mouth and chew on it while I'm hiking or something. Yeah. That's what I used to do, and it works good. It does work.
Yeah. Yeah, lemongrass you eat sparingly.
Who's that?
Hey, small town preparedness. Hey, Darren.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing?
Hey. Not too bad. It's a nice night, so just kind of sitting out on the porch.
Beautiful.
Yeah, except people about 20 minutes away from me are getting hammered by that storm you guys were talking about.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's 20 minutes away from you?
Just about. That line of storms is pretty much going straight up the middle of Ohio and out west. And I live in the northeast corner. So not too bad. At least right now. So yeah.
Okay. I think you still have the regular
YouTube. Echo, Lori says.
So Darren, you may need to mute the YouTube channel. Not the StreamYard channel, but the YouTube channel. Because we're hearing the echo feedback.
Small town. One of your devices is up.
Let me fix it. Hold on.
Yeah. Probably the one inside the house.
Probably. I don't hear it now.
Okay. All right. Yep. Sounds good now.
All good now, bud.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I took you off my headset.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't hear it.
All righty. Oh. What else is going on here? Hey, there's Steve, Corsairs Trainers.
Oh man, we have a stream going on now. How the heck are you, Steve?
All right, I need to pop something up here real quick here. Check this one out. I'm starting to get hot here.
Any rain there yet, Steve? Remember, it was all cloudy up when I was in there this morning.
All right, let's see.
Oh, we lost him.
I still see him. Oh, we lost. Oh, you lost Darren. Yeah. Okay. Of course. There we go. There was. Oh, sorry, I didn't make it on the on your live this morning. I had a Bobcat track loader delivered, and I was out getting my money's worth out of it. All right. There was something I wanted to put
It
out.
stopped after the live stream.
Yeah.
Go figure,
All right. Since Steve is here, there were two of his videos that I saw this week that I think if anybody hasn't checked it out, the one if you have a dog, you need to check out the one dog pouch EDC. He talks about getting supplies for your pet, and people go for what they know in emergency situations.
It's good to have pouches for your dogs.
Yeah.
It's easy to train them too. If you go walking or hiking at home, just start out with just a regular little light bag and just kind of build them up to whatever they can carry. It's super simple to teach them.
Yeah. Yeah. There's my daughter and son-in-law have a dog here, and so 2 years ago for his Christmas present, I got him a dog pack for him to wear. So they can start training him to start carrying his own water and his own food.
Yeah, they can even carry some of your water. They're pretty resilient, and they can carry a lot. Even little dogs can carry a lot.
Yeah. But the one thing Steve pointed out is on the dog pouch. It doesn't have to be a dog. If you have a cat that's going to be taken with you or whatever, you need to have, or whatever pet you're going to that's your favorite pet you're going to be keeping, taking with you. You got to have the supplies for them.
Yeah, animals are easy to train. They want to please you, so they'll do whatever you teach them to do.
Unfortunately, we can't do the same with politicians.
Man, it got quiet in here.
All right. Yeah.
Okay,
right.
sure, no problem, small town. Let me find it. There we go. There you go. Try her again. You can come up too if you want, Steve. You can too, Hooples. You're probably at work though. Your T-Rex would be simple, Jay. He would be like number one. He could carry a crap load of stuff. He could probably carry another one of him.
Okay. Steve's doing the daddy thing.
Woohoo! He's riding the bikes.
That's something else to make sure of too. If you're in an area where there are a lot of mosquitoes, make sure you have vitamin B1 in your vitamin supplements daily.
Make sure you're putting backpacks on them bikes there, Steve, and teaching those kids how to ride their bikes with backpacks on them.
And don't forget to train them how to pew pew offhanded while they're riding. Hey, my youngest taught himself how to do that with a pellet gun. Of course, he also taught himself how to catch a turkey, one of the wild turkeys that are roaming through the neighborhoods in California there, swoop down the hill, and when they're not looking, and snag him out of the street. He almost got one of them all the way home before it beat him to death, almost beat him to death with the wings, got loose from him.
You lean over and grab him by the neck and just snap the neck and keep on going too.
No, these were pretty tough turkeys. They were just flopping all around, tried to get it home so he could take care of it, but it got away from him. Oh, all right. Let's see. Multiple things planning for consideration. Oh, first aid kit. When you're making your list of things that can happen, make sure your first aid kit covers all the major, most likely possible things that on your list of things that can go wrong that you need to prepare for. So make sure your first aid kit covers those things. Plus the oddball stuff.
Make sure you put one of your old CPAP machines inside your trauma bag. I covered that the other day in one of my live streams or videos. Because they come in handy. You could use them sort of like a ventilator.
Yeah, unfortunately, my insurance company says, until yours breaks, we're not getting you a second one.
I got one just a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Brand new, and it feels good. And the only reason I got it was because my other one broke.
Did they make you turn your old one in?
Nope, he said because it wasn't running the way it was supposed to, he didn't want it back. And so I put it in my bag. Figured it would come in handy, if not for me, for somebody else.
Yeah.
That was sweet. That's the first one I've never had to give back.
Speaking of CPAPs, does everybody have, those of you that have CPAPs, do you have extra filters for the little gray filter in the back or whatever, depending on whatever type you have, the filter for it, extra air filters?
Do you have extra mouthpieces?
Actually, I don't have a mouthpiece for mine.
I know you got that big ass mask.
I got the full face, the whole face. Yeah, which is weird because the CPAP industry calls the one that covers goes like this as the whole face, and the one that's just half your face, they call that a full face. I don't know how they can call the one that covers just your nose and mouth a full face.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Yeah, they're trying to be different because everything else, all the other parts of the industry and everything else calls it a half face or a whole or a full face.
Yeah, I think it depends on the size these days. If it's a small, then it's a half face. If it's a medium or a large, it's full face.
No, I went through it. If it covers the eyes, they call it a whole face for CPAP. If it covers just nose and mouth, they call it a full face, and then they have whatever names they have for the ones that stick up your nose there and just blows the air that way, or however it works. And the little one that covers just your nose only. And oh, speaking of which, how's your oxygen generator doing?
I got that replaced the other day too. It was. You remember hearing how bad it was sounding, right?
Yeah.
I called them up and they come and they replaced it.
Nice and quiet now, huh?
Yeah, you can't even hear it, can you?
No.
It's running. You can't hear it.
I wasn't sure if you were on your little your portable one.
No, I was on my portable one the other day when you couldn't hear it because the big one was too noisy. I was on a bottle instead.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta check something out here for you guys. Give me a second here. I go dig in here my emails. Oh,
Night view.
okay, that one. Drop that one off. Where is it? There it is. Get this one open.
I'm eating an orange, you guys, in case you're wondering. Good food. Okay, I got somebody here waiting on us.
Dang.
There we go.
Aaron's back.
You're echoing.
I am still.
Yep. I
Do
can
you
hear
have
my,
do you have
I
it
can
do you
hear
have,
myself.
on your laptop? Do you have the YouTube channel still open?
I'm just now about to open it.
Because usually, if the YouTube channel is already open, you need to mute it so you don't get feedback.
There we go. I muted that.
Okay. Yep. Nope.
Awesome.
I still hear it.
I still hear it.
Uh-oh. I may have to jump out of the chat tonight, unfortunately. Let me see.
Yeah. That usually only happens when you have
You have your phone on?
Yeah.
Turn the
Yeah, I do.
volume down on your phone.
that may be what it is.
How's that?
Test 1, 2, 3.
Test.
That's it.
Yeah.
No more echo.
Okay.
No more echo.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I have to do that on my phone too when I have mine on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can have my
That's
phone
crazy.
on, but I can't have the volume on it.
Oh. So you guys were talking about the medical bags?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, one thing that I did is I actually made two different modules for mine. I have a main medical kit that I keep inside my bag, and then of course I have an outside IFAC, for like,
Yep.
quick emergency go-to stuff. But then I have general medical stuff inside a different pack in my bag.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I have a small one, like you say. It's just kind of like a real quick go-to one for boo-boos and stuff. Then I have
Exactly.
a more advanced one that stays in my car that will fix a lot of bigger boo-boos. Then I have my trauma kit that has the scissors, the compresses, all that stuff.
This is part of my medical kit. Gorilla tape.
Hey, that works.
That does. It
with
works
a lot
good.
of things, including noisy kids.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The going back to the CPAP machines and stuff. Does everybody that has a CPAP have a backup power supply to power your CPAP if the power goes out? Because what I have, my big one right now is the Kodiak by Energy. Of course, it's been out phased, 2 years ago, 3 years ago when they came out with the Apex, and this year they killed the Apex, and now they have the Flex, which is really cool because it has stackable batteries modules for it.
I don't have mine yet, but I'm gonna get one.
Now, can you throw this up here real quick?
Yep.
Yeah, they're doing the pre-sale right now on this. So the top part is all your inverter, all the software, all the other fun stuff, and the bottom part is your battery, and you can get more batteries to keep expanding it. So you can stack battery upon battery upon battery to get more power out of it.
That looks like a pretty nice setup.
It does. It's better than the one I was looking at.
This is by Energy, and this is what my Kodiak is. Was made by Energy and Prescott Caliber Club. He has both the Kodiak and the Apex. And my friend Ben at Minuteman Prep has both the Apex and the Kodiak, and he's already got the pre-order on this end.
So is that just a backup power pack?
Yeah. So basically, the top part is your inverter, all your software, your solar controllers and stuff, and then you can plug your solar panels into it to charge it, and it maintains it. And the bottom part is your battery.
Oh, okay. So you can plug in several things that are electrical.
Yeah, you got 6 110 plugs here. You got some USB plugs. You got some funny 12-volt plugs. This round one here is for the it matches up with several of the different 12-volt light units, like Gold Zero, and some of the others have the little LED light units on a string.
Yeah.
You plug it in there, and you have your light for around, your LED lights. And I think on the other side it has several other 12-volt outputs as well. But it's so you can get the power station, then you can get an extra battery, or you can
get, sweet.
Yeah, get some really cool things. You can stack them up.
What's the name of that company? So I can write it down.
Energy, INERGY, and it's the Flex 1500. And actually, that's going to be too long. I won't be able to post that link.
I wrote it down. I find it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm on their email list. Every time they come up with new products, I get the email and a heads up on it they ask me if I want to review them or not. And it's like,
it'd be sweet if they sent you one to
oh yeah, if they'd send me one to review it, because I know this company, I've done a lot of research on these guys. They stand behind their stuff.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice little unit. I'm going to look it up when I get out of here.
Yeah. Come on, where is it? Trying to find. Okay, the pre-sale price is $1,350 for the one battery unit and the Flex console part, the top part and the first battery, which is about what I paid for my Kodiak.
All right, small town. We'll get you up here next time, okay? You can send me an email. I can send you a link at the beginning of the show, and you can just come up on the panel.
Yeah. So, old man, the cost of the basic power station, which is the two basic pieces there.
How much it cost, old man said?
Yeah, is $13.50 that's the pre-sale price.
That's the internet price.
And they're my email here says a $270 deposit is due to if you're gonna because basically they're doing pre-sale right now, and that's to reserve yours on the pre-sale.
Yeah, just send me an email, small town. And I'll just put it in my list. I'll never
Okay.
remember that.
So, yeah.
My email's in my about section.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Got the small Control C. Take that from there, move that over here. And go to here. Okay. All right, there's the link. I just threw the link in there to the for it. For the pre-sale stuff on it, and it has that information on it. Anybody interested? Granted, it's not as good as the Titan, but the Titan costs twice as much. Of course, it does 50% more, but for this is probably going to be one of the best 1500 watt solar generators, battery packs, whatever you want to call them, out there. Hey, Jake.
Hey, Jake, welcome aboard, bud. I want to remind everybody, not this Wednesday, but the next Wednesday after that, I'm going to be starting to do a Wednesday afternoon show. It will be, I will showcase one channel on that day, and then I will be giving something away as well. Try just something a way for me to give back to my subscribers for all the support they give me. So that's not this Wednesday, but the next Wednesday, and just something to have a little bit of fun, and that'll be a topic day. So I will come on there. If you guys want to come up on the panel, just let me know, and I'll flip out a link for you, and you guys can come up or whatever you want to do for that day. It'd be an hour and a half show, and we'll just sit there and talk about some sort of topic that I dream up out of the middle of nowhere, and it'll just be a fun day to do some stuff.
You're not going to be taking mushrooms to dream that up, are you?
Dream that up? Nah.
Get some of those mushrooms. Get some of those mushrooms from Howie.
I'm getting old. I can't dream up too much anymore. But it'll be just a fun kind of day, and probably give away a T-shirt or a coffee mug or something. Maybe a hoodie if I'm in the right mind of it. Or
All righty. All right,
so
we just hit the hour and a half mark.
I was gonna say I'd probably right at my hour and a half mark on this one. And it's time to close this one up and put it away till I will be back on Friday.
Before you kill it, tomorrow night on Tactical Tuesday, the topic's going to be wildfires. Do you have a plan to cope with one?
That'd be a good one. It's 'tis the season, you guys.
Yeah, so tomorrow night at 7:00 Mountain Time on my channel.
That sounds good. Anybody else have anything to say before we close it up? Wildfires are tough for sure, small town. All right, looks like everybody's done. Okay, thanks for coming, everybody. I will see you on Friday, 1:00. See you next time.
All righty. See y'all later.